I'm doing is I bought myself the new cargo unloader. My other one was 3 years old, so it was still working, but as you can see, it's pretty, the tarp was mangled up, starting to rust. Just the straps had busted on it. So 3 years, I mean, you can still use it, but it was limping. So I just picked up a new one. They're 40 bucks. 40 bucks every 3 years. I'll take that all day long. So then what I did was just take a couple 2x4s, cut them down so I can stick them in the slots. I don't know if this is going to be sturdy enough, but I'm kind of going to, I put this on here, put the old unloader on there just to see, but it's not wide enough to cover my bed. Because what I'm going to do is take a tarp. I've got a mesh tarp that's really wide, and I'm going to put it on here, and I'm going to make a roller out of this PVC to cover up when I have leaves and crap in here this year, so I'm not blowing all over the street. Right now I'm just trying to decide on how far out I want to stick. And I think that is going to be good. That'll give me plenty of room to grab this and roll my hand up. Alright, so what we'll do is mark that, and then I'm going to get the collars put on. I took these old collars off of the unloader, and I'll put the collars on there to stop it from sliding, and then I'm going to set my tarp up, tape it. I think I'm going to tape it or zip tie it or something to get it on there, and then we'll roll it up and just see how sturdy it is. So this is going to be interesting since the tarp is way wider than my bed. So I'm going to have to fold it in, and then, I don't know, it's going to be a learning process. I may end up limping along with this one until I order one that's not so damn big. good thing is it has grommets, so I don't have to go cutting on it to make holes. Let's see just how that does real quick. So it's just too big. But I think that's going to work out really good this year. So I think that's going to work. I mean, the tarp is just too big because the ends are folded over. But it rolled up pretty easy especially for it being so oversized. Sorry for all that glare you're getting. I'm halfway in the garage, halfway out, and it's really sunny outside. Real quick look at the new shop. It is a freaking mess. I guess shop slash garage. That pegboard actually has a big window behind it, and I don't see a point in having a window in the garage, so I slapped pegboard over it. But yeah, I'm still unpacking, still moving stuff around. Plenty of pegboard. You can see I still got stuff everywhere. My wife's ready to kill me right now because I've got such a mess. Hey Murphy. But yeah, stuff just sits in there. I'm actually going to be doing a enclosure type around this so we don't, when we have people over back at the pool area, they don't have to see whatever mowers I have sitting back here at the time. So that's just covered up sort of right now, but I'm so happy my garage just has a man door to the back. My other house, I had to go through the house to get in the backyard. There was no man door. Drove me nuts, hated it. And then plenty of parking. That's just, you know, the Chevy, the compressor, the trailers. Still got junk sitting on them. Yeah, so just a quick look at the shop, I guess. It's not a whole lot to it. There's nothing to really do like a a shop video over. It's just what it is. But yeah, so that's how I'm going to roll this year. I just didn't like, I did some leaf work last week, and I was blowing leaves everywhere. Was setting tools on top of the leaves, trying to cover it to keep it from blowing everywhere. And last year, I mean, I won't use the tarp all the time, but once I start getting a real full load of grass, it's nice to be able to throw a tarp on it and not worry about blowing grass all over people. And if you catch a cop on a bad day, they, at least here, they can pull you over and cite you for it for not covering your load. So anyway, that's my little plan there for that. I'm going to get a little smaller tarp. It's a mesh tarp. So when it is covered up, the grass can still breathe and it doesn't turn into a big soppy wet mess in the back of my truck. At least not too bad. And then these, I'll end up cutting them about right there so they're not sticking up. There's no point in having them real big like that, but that works. I like it. So that's it. That's the, I guess, the revisit and repurpose on my unloader. Truck's a mess. But yeah, I bought a new unloader. These things are great, man. They save me so much time unloading the truck. Full load of grass to dump right out. Doesn't do so good with brush. It'll slip out from under the brush. There's just no weight to hold it down. But grass clings right to it. And I mean, I've got a lot of people have asked me if it sticks to bed liner. I mean, that's a rhino liner, and it has no problem sliding back and forth across it. And the rhino liner doesn't mess up that. Like I said, that one. The old one is 3 years old. I mean, the ends start getting frayed. But other than that, man, and that most of that is from it slapping and the air flipping around when it's just laying around in the back of the truck. Or when it's like this, because right now it's all pretty and tight. I've only had it unrolled one time. But each time you roll it back up, it'll be a fatter and fatter roll. And eventually I'll lose the straps. I know I will. I can't keep track of them. And it'll end up like that one over there has got a bungee cord right in the middle. And that's what'll happen to this. And that's where the fraying comes from. Because after you get the so much of it laying out, you'll be riding down the road, and this is doing that back here, and it'll just start to fray. But not a big deal. Like I said, $40 every 3 years. Fray away. I can handle that. What happened to my other one was these. You can see how I've got zip ties and the I'll show you on the new one if they would make these metal, this thing would be indestructible. Just from cinching this down all the time, I eventually broke this plastic, then I broke that plastic, and then I had just enough to make this come through here, and I would take a zip tie and squeeze it so it couldn't come back through. It ended up happening on both sides, and I'd just leave it on. I'd cut it off when I'd go wash my truck. And so that was why. This is a big pain in the butt. And yeah, so I bought a new unloader for this year. Like I said, this, especially if you're solo, it saves you so much time unloading your truck. You just crank the grass right out, and there's very little to blow and rake out. I love it. So there we go. That's how I'm gonna set the truck up for the tarp and the unloader. Later.